Once you've completed an assessment, you will see all the student data on this screen. You can see all of the students in the class who took the assessment, ordered from top scoring down to lowest scoring. You can also see on the right-hand side how many questions they answered correctly out of the number of questions that they were given. You can also see if any students skipped questions and how many, and the average time it took for that student to complete the assessment. You can also go into individual students to see their results. All circles in green are questions that the student got right. You can go to those questions instantly by just hovering over the number for that particular question. This makes it really easy to see what students actually got wrong. You can also see what their answer was and what the correct answer should have been, the difficulty of the question, how many they got correct as a percentage, incorrect, and skipped. You can also see, if you come to the curriculum tab, exactly what skills were included in the assessment, as well as how well understood each of them were. At a glance, you can see that rotation is well understood from this class. However, identifying 2D shapes, and particularly identifying types of quadrilaterals, is something to be attended to. You can also view more details on a particular skill by hovering on that name and then clicking Open. From here, you can see success criteria, any linked substrands and curriculum codes, questions that are relevant to the skill, slide notes on that skill, and then the students in the class and where they sit in terms of understanding that skill, only somewhat understanding, not understanding, or having not been assessed on that skill at all. You can also view a demo assessment by clicking on Demo Assessment in the top right-hand corner. It gives you an insight into what students saw when they were partaking in it. Coming into the main dashboard, if you also then click Students on the left-hand side panel, you'll be brought to this screen where you can see all of the total assessment data for this particular class. You can click on any particular class to then see that class's data. At a glance, you can see how the students are faring over all possible strands. You'll see that the progress bar on the left provides that total percentage overall, and the students once again are ordered from top scoring down to lower scoring overall. You can hover over the top row to see exactly which column relates to which strand, and below that you can see a green dot indicates a skill has been well understood, an orange dot means somewhat understood, and a red dot means not understood. You can also deep dive into particular strands. For example, coming into the algebra strand, you can now see this class overall on their progress for all of the substrands within algebra. And even more specifically, you can also choose to look at a particular substrand and all of the associated skills for that particular substrand. If you see any grey dots, these students have not yet completed an assessment for these skills. You can also view the chart key here, which provides an insight into how the colour scheme is used. You can also add students from this view, either by sharing a link with them that can be copied and then emailed to them, or copy the invite link and then send this to the students directly. There is also a class code that they can join by either copying the link and then providing them with this class code. Once a student has joined, their name will also appear here for the class. And finally, you can also create an assessment from this page. As mentioned before, if there are students who have not completed an assessment or have not understood a particular skill very well, you can then create a file and then go through the flow to add that particular skill into the assessment so that those students can be assessed or retaught for that skill.